When life feels like a winding road and the scenery begins to change, there comes a moment when your heart senses that a new chapter is waiting just beyond the horizon. You may not see it clearly yet, but deep inside you know that the season of preparation has brought you here for a reason. This is not a coincidence, nor is it a random turn of fate. It is a gentle stirring of something greater, a whisper that invites you to rise, to believe, and to step forward into the destiny prepared for you. As you stand at this threshold, everything you have endured, every trial, every quiet victory, has been shaping you for this moment. This is the hour to open your eyes, lift your spirit, and walk boldly into the next chapter of your life, with faith and courage. When a person hears the words, "You'll only discover this message when your life is ready for its next chapter," there is something deep inside that begins to stir, because such a moment is never random and never forced. It comes when the soil of the heart has been tilled by seasons of struggle, learning, and quiet growth. And only then can the seed of change take root. What you have walked through until now has not been wasted. Each challenge, disappointment, and delay has been shaping you for a greater purpose. You may have wondered why doors closed, why paths seemed blocked, why prayers felt unanswered, but those very pauses and detours have been preparing you to receive what you could not have carried before. This message is like a beacon that appears not when you demand it, but when you are prepared to see it. Sometimes we rush to know the future, to hold answers before their time. Yet, the great truth of life is that clarity often comes after surrender, after trust, after the willingness to let go of what we thought we needed. This is why such a message cannot be forced upon you. It must be recognized by a heart that has learned patience and humility. It is not about some dramatic revelation, but about the quiet dawning of understanding in your soul that your journey has meaning and your life has direction beyond what you can see. When your life is ready for its next chapter, you begin to notice subtle signs that were invisible before. The relationships that once drained you no longer hold the same power. The dreams that felt distant suddenly seem possible. The fears that kept you small start to fade, and a new courage rises within you. It is as if an unseen hand has been guiding you all along, waiting for the moment when you would trust enough to take the next step. You do not need to manufacture this readiness. You simply need to stay faithful where you are. Keep learning, keep growing, keep showing kindness, keep listening for that still small voice inside that calls you upward. This is the rhythm of transformation, like the seasons. It cannot be rushed. Spring only arrives after winter has done its work. So, also the new chapter only unfolds after the old one has completed its lesson. When the message finally appears, it may come through a conversation, a book, a quiet walk at dawn, or a moment of deep prayer. It may not look like a message at all, yet something in you will know because it will resonate with the deepest part of your being. It will not fill you with fear, but with a steady assurance that the time has come to move forward. In that instant, you will realize that everything you have endured has been preparing you for this very moment. Your scars become your strength, your questions become your wisdom, your waiting becomes your testimony, and what once felt like loss now reveals itself as preparation. This is why you only discover the message when you are ready. Because readiness is not about perfection, it is about openness and surrender. It is about having a heart willing to be led into the unknown with trust and courage. As you embrace this truth, you will find yourself standing taller, speaking more kindly, walking more purposefully. You will stop comparing your journey to others and start honoring the unique path set before you. You will recognize that the chapter of your life has been woven into a larger story, and that even the most painful parts have been redeemed to give you depth and compassion for others. The next chapter is not just about what you will achieve, but about who you are becoming, and how your life will touch those around you. So when you hear these words, you'll only discover this message when your life is ready for its next chapter. Know that it is an invitation to prepare your heart and to live fully where you are today, to cultivate patience, gratitude, and faith, to let go of resentment and fear, and to trust that a higher purpose is at work within you, even now. Because as surely as the dawn follows the night, your new chapter is approaching, and when it arrives you will not have to chase it. You will simply step into it and discover that you were ready all along. When the words "a timely wake-up call to step into the future you're destined for" are spoken, they carry a weight that goes far beyond motivation, because they touch that sacred part of the soul that longs for purpose and direction. This is not about a noisy alarm that startles you out of sleep, but about a deep stirring within you, a holy uneasiness that says you were made for more than drifting through your days. You were created with intention, and now the time has come to awaken to that truth and walk toward it with courage. This is not a call to frantic striving, but a call to conscious living, to lay aside distractions and excuses, and to begin moving toward the life that was written on your heart long before you ever knew it existed. Each of us passes through seasons where life feels routine and our dreams seem distant. In those seasons, the wake-up call is often quiet. It may come as a whisper during a walk at dawn, a line in a book, a conversation with a friend, or the moment of reflection when you least expect it. Something breaks through your normal pattern, and you sense that change is no longer optional. It is necessary. You may feel uncomfortable, you may even resist it, but deep down you know this is in your time. It is the voice of destiny, urging you to rise and to stop waiting for perfect conditions that will never come. A timely wake-up call does not arrive when everything is neat and orderly. It arrives when you are still carrying doubts and fears, because true courage is not born of certainty, but of obedience. To that inner prompting. You feel unprepared, and yet you know you must begin. You feel unworthy, and yet you know you are called. This is how transformation starts, one decision at a time, one small step of faith after another. You may not see the whole road, but you can see the next step, and that is enough to move you forward. As you answer this call, you begin to shed the old versions of yourself, the habits that drain you, the patterns that keep you small, the beliefs that tell you you're not ready or not enough. You will find that the same energy you used to survive can now be used to build and create the future you long for. Your past becomes a teacher rather than a prison. Your mistakes become wisdom rather than shame, and your scars become evidence of resilience rather than defeat. The wake-up call is not to punish you, but to free you from living beneath your potential. When you start walking toward the future you're destined for, you may feel as if you're stepping off a familiar shore into uncharted waters, but there is a current that will carry you if you will trust it. Opportunities will arise, people will appear, doors will open that you could not have forced open yourself, and even the challenges you meet will shape you into the person capable of living that future. The wake-up call is a signal that you are already becoming that person. It is not telling you to become someone else, but to awaken the greatness already planted within you. This awakening also shifts the way you see the world. You stop measuring success by comparison and start measuring it by obedience to your own calling. You begin to see obstacles as training rather than punishment. You stop waiting for someone else to validate you and start taking responsibility for the gifts you've been given. The future you're destined for is not a distant prize. It is a path you walk each day as you choose integrity over convenience, courage over comfort, and service over selfishness. The more you walk it, the more it becomes clear. The more you trust it, the stronger you become. There will still be moments of doubt and days when you wonder if you've misunderstood the call, but even in those moments grace meets you, strength rises within you, and a quiet conviction reminds you why you began. The timely wake-up call is not a one-time event, but a continual invitation to rise each morning with purpose, to turn away from distractions, and to take one more step toward the vision you've been given. It is a call to live awake, to live fully, to live with a sense of holy urgency that your life matters and that now is the time to begin. As you keep answering this call, you will discover a deep joy that does not depend on circumstances, a peace that holds you steady when plans change, and a confidence that grows not from arrogance, but from alignment with your true path. You will find yourself encouraging others, awakening them by your own example, because the future you're destined for is not just about your personal success. It is about the lives you will touch, the hope you will spread, and the light you will bring into places of darkness. So when you hear the words "a timely wake-up call to step into the future you're destined for," let them sink deep into your spirit. Let them remind you that the time for waiting is over and the time for walking has begun. Let them stir your heart to believe that everything you need for this journey has already been given to you, and that as you step out in faith, the road will rise to meet you, and you will find yourself living the very future you once only dreamed of, because the wake-up call is not only a summons, it is a promise that your destiny is real and waiting for you to claim it. And now, as you stand at this crossroads, remember that the call stirring in your heart is not a passing feeling, but an invitation to live awake and fully alive. Everything you have endured has prepared you for this moment. The future you're destined for is not somewhere far away. It begins with the steps you take today, the courage you show today, the faith you hold today. Step forward with open hands, trusting that each stride will reveal more light, more strength, and more purpose, until you discover that you have already entered the life you were created to live.